Okay, we are rolling.
You know, let's just
have this. To my truck.
Let's just have that be like the whole half of the documentary. It's like what influenced? Because 90s montage. Let's go. Let's do this.
You gotta have a 90s montage to everything. Because the 90s are here.
Yeah.
They're so here.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But I don't know how to express it. It's like we're here but not here.
Yeah.
We're waiting for that bust. Like the Nirvana Pearl Jam breakthrough that happened in, 93?
Yeah.
That is exactly what is happening. We don't know what's going on in other cities. I don't know what's going on in other cities, and maybe that's my fault that I'm not so studious that I know what's going on, because I should. Isn't it like everybody's supposed to? You should know what's going on in your style of music. You should know what's going on in your scene. I go, but what if you're trying to just do what you want to do? Rock and roll says well, what am I supposed to sound like?
Yeah.
So am I supposed to research these things to sound like them? No. You should find them organically by meeting them on the road. You're meeting them at shows. There's that band, Damsel Trash. That's the one I really like. They're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And Effie Mary Lou and Damsel Trash are perfect.
Yeah.
I really want them to play together. We're so far away. So we gotta figure out. They came over here, and that's how we met. They flew out here. We played a show with them. They're awesome. Our music they're really fun. And it tells me that there's a scene in Wisconsin that'll love the hell out of Effie Mary Lou.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I need to get to that scene.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I want to party with them. Because they look like fun. Because it's if that's the music that's coming out of Wisconsin, well, that's the music that I'm playing too. Mm-hmm. And if you came out here and found me, then I can come out there and find you, and then maybe we can find somebody else. Because all you got to do is find one, right? It's not since it's the internet, what's happening? It's not anymore about your local scene. Your local scene is global.
Yeah.
We have, how is it not?
Yeah.
So if you want to talk local, let's talk national.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, Wisconsin, that's really hard. How do we do that? We're a band. Mm-hmm. We're just we're just three girls and a guy hanging out with a van trying to get our music to be heard by people. Well, you can put it on the internet. Okay, well, we did that. Yeah. Well, you can just promote online and you can buy ad space. But how is that really connecting with people? Yeah. I remember how I got into it, really liking it. I'm just going off.
Speaking of music, what are some of the bands that kind of inspired you the most to be hey, I think that's something I kind of want to do?
Oh, okay.
Before we get into the specifics.
Yeah, Dallas bands. I love music. That's the thing. So it's hard because but what made me, if we jump forward, not barring what got me into obsessing about music.
Oh, I want to.
Because that's a childhood up to
Yeah.
But what made me go, hey, I could do this too?
Yeah.
Or maybe I could do this too?
Yeah.
Was these Dallas bands. There's this band called Buck Jones. It was in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 95, 96. I was in college. And it was this band called Buck Jones and this band called Sister Seven. Mm-hmm. Buck Jones was this noise, grungy pop band, rock band. Oh, such a good record. Hi Boo Boo. I still listen to the record. So it's a really great record.
Yeah.
And and I would go see them live all the time, and it had this girl bass player, and I wanted to play bass. I had always had a fascination with bass since college. Well, since the first time I went to college, but that's a different story.
Hilarious.
So this is my second go round. And so I would go see this band play all the time, and emotionally it's what drew me in. And they were this husband and wife, and they were just the music was just so moving, and none of that mattered, But what was cool was that these four people were together. Hi, honey. What was so cute was that these four people were together, and they were doing this music that all I wanted to do was just dance. Yeah. And all I wanted to do was just lose my mind and let go and just forget about everything. And everybody was doing it with you. So everybody was sharing a moment. And even when Burette would take a beer bottle and he'd do this crazy noisy slide, and he'd be like, and everybody would be moving with the groove and just like totally into it. And I'm like, I want to do that too. And I saw this girl playing bass and singing, and I'm like, well, she's doing it. And she said, and I was talking to her, and I go, do you give bass lessons? Like, what do you do? She's like, no, man, I'm self-taught. And I'm like, what?
Right.
And then there's this band called Sister Seven, and they were just this amazing like funk band, and they were out of Austin. But they were started in Dallas, but they had moved to Austin by the time that I had been introduced to them. But their shows were like, you're just jumping up and down, and it's just this crazy funk like party, like like I'll never say goodbye, and everybody's like singing it back, and you would just be like the greatest party. You just like hang out with your friends, party, jump up and down, and like the bass player was so amazing. He'd have a cigarette out of his mouth, and he'd just be like this, like it was nothing. But they were some of the most incredible, like there was just so much skill and just like nothing that I could ever do. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And so it was awesome. And so and I talked to him, and I'm like, dude, all I know how to do is play cornet. And he looks at me, he's like, please start on a trumpet. And I was like, really? And then those two things in conjunction made me go buy a bass.
Madness.
And that's how it started.
Nice. Would you say, so there's a common question I've often seen in articles is, would you say that image happens to play any bit of a role when it comes to, like, music? Or is it more of, like, not so much of an important thing?
What do you mean? We have to be more like image does like, well, it depends, like what is the image, because it's all a circus trick, man, if you're trying to market it to an audience.
Yeah.
So let's be like, what are you doing the music for? So that's whether or not the image is going to make it play. If you're doing the music for yourself, what is the image? It's what you're emotional, what you want to feel, because it's for you personally. But if you're going to sit there and be like, but there is an image. Some people don't give a shit and they say they have no image, but there is a PR person that is sculpting that image.
Yeah.
There is somebody that, or it's the mass audience that is sculpting that image. So it's what is presented. You can lay stuff out, and people are going to read it however they want to read it.
Yeah.
And like, so yes, your image is a part of it because it's who you are. So that's why I always believe that if you can be as honest as possible, then one, you're going to have to know yourself really freaking quick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then two, then you can actually just be an honest and true person. And if you can be an honest and true person, then there is no image to present. Because then you are who you are. Like, but, you know, it changes. I don't know. I've never been at these, like, huge status levels that people do. But when you, like, I don't see a lot of really high, like, level people caring about a lot of issues that I hear a lot of other bands argue about. So it's just like, Courtney Love doesn't seem to give a crap what anybody says about her image. She just seems to do it. But then at the same time, is that her image?
Yeah.
Because everybody knows her as the woman you don't mess with.
Yeah.
And then when you start seeing her, she's just like, yeah. And she even said in an interview, I read about it, where she's just like, no one wants to be me. And it's just, she's like, so she became the queen of something, but it's the queen of whatever she wanted to be, because nobody wants that position, but who created that position? And I don't know. So image is weird. But I feel like a lot of people that are marketing to an audience, you have to create an image because you have to know what you are and what you want people to see to pull the people that are going to listen, that you think are going to listen to what you're putting out.
Yeah.
So, like, you start playing music and you play in a bunch of different venues, you play with a bunch of different audiences. You're going to see who comes to your shows. Well, how do they dress? How do they act? Who are they? And then you can fine-tune what you look like, what your music, how your packaging looks, to make it look like what they want. Or you can not give a shit.
Yeah.
And, like, I tend to be more in the line, I would like everybody to be there. But as you see, that doesn't, but you know, that's thinking like that everybody gets along and everybody's willing to work together, which is like the dream, but like, It doesn't seem like that's how our society is laid out right now. To be honest. But so images, yeah. I don't know what to say other than that.
No,
It's a circus trick.
Yeah.
Like, we're creating an illusion, right? Isn't that what a lot of people are doing?
Oh yeah.
To like make people listen to you or make labels pay attention to you, you make yourself look bigger than maybe what you really are.
Yeah.
But you have to have people that are willing to communicate with you and people that understand your music. They don't care if your music's good. They care if people are paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get attention by any means necessary.
Alright, hold on.
So you create your illusion. Come to the freak show circus. Oh, look at me. This one likes to say fuck a lot.
So.
Alright, before you do that, next question. Okay, we're rolling. You can continue.
Okay. Go on?
Yes, we're good.
So I have to ask, because you are a female and musician, I would know what it's like to be a female and a musician. So, do you go through, is there much bullshit when it comes to, like, being a female in music? Is it not too much of a big deal? I mean, I've often gotten different answers for that question, but...
I go back and forth. Like, I've been really angry, and I get really angry about it. I do, because, like, I think we had this conversation before. It's just, like, you don't hear in a big all-male band. Like, why is it? So, because the tits and the vagina are so amazing. But then, like, I remember when I was in another band, and we were a girl band, and it was just 3 girls, and we were touring, and it was, sometimes you get, oh, you're a lot better than I thought you'd be. So it's like, so you came to see me fail. And I'm not going to lie, I've gone to bands to see a girl band and judge them immediately. And be like, I look at their gear, I look at how they're dressed, I look at, like, and then from that, I start to go, and then I'm like, do they or do they not seem to know what they're doing? And it's just like, sometimes when they're like, oh, look at me, I'm super cute and pretty, I'm like, I guarantee your song structure is terrible. Yeah. But I've been surprised, but like, what right do I have to judge like that? That makes me just as big of an asshole. Yeah. So am I going to see that person fail? Like, or am I going to legitimately give them a chance? And I had to actively make that decision, like make that change. Yeah. But like, because I was tainted by it myself, because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good that like, you go, like, we would open for these like bigger bands. With this other, and like, all of a sudden these girls were just like offering to blow the merch guy so that they can meet the band. Yeah. Like, and it's just like, what? Yeah. Like, and it's just like, that's cool. Like, I was just like, I wasn't gonna offer that to me. That's fucking awesome. Like, but it was just like, oh, but then you're like, oh, you're pretty good. You're better than I thought it'd be. But then my other friend had a totally different experience. I was a bass player, so I wonder if there was a difference. My friend was a front man, and she's like, oh no. She said she had so much action. I'm like, that is not how I did. But isn't there that joke about the bass player, like, never gets the action? Yeah. So I was always the bass player.
Short straw.
But I will totally argue. I think I got some good action. But you say so myself. But it's whatever that's about. But I feel like I got a little bit of shit, and I would think I was mad. And I've been mad, and I do get really angry about it, because it's just like, there's certain type of girls, like, you know, like Ronda Rousey talks about, like, the do-nothing bitch. There's girls like that in the music industry, and it's just like, I don't want to be that girl. But I'm not going to rip on that girl for being that way. And so, like, it's just like, some girls choose a lifestyle that they want, and like, some girls don't want to be the rock star. Some girls don't want to be the frontman. And like, some girls just want to play drums, some girls just want to play bass, some girls want to play guitar. And it's just like, there's perks that come with each position, there's perks that comes with each part, and there's awesome things and terrible things, and it's, you gotta fight your way through them and decide what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. And just like, and what do you consider respecting other people's belief, and what is not respecting it? Like, but then at the same time, you can be in the mood and not care.
Yeah.
Because there's no rule that says your attitude has got to be exactly the same all the time. And anyone that talks like, oh, I'm this way all the time, is full of shit, as far as I'm concerned.
Totally.
Because I am not like nice girl all the time. I try to be a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take ample empathy, like, you know, because I feel like everybody needs to be respected. Everybody needs to be treated well. And so, like, but, you know, you're not feeling good that day. And so the clerk, like, we go through, like, you know, the grocery store and the clerk's a little snippy. You want to be a bitch, but you're like, you don't know what that clerk's gone through. So are you going to, like, negativity is a cold. So are you going to sit there and take the cold and get the virus and pass it to somebody else? No. Like, you gotta, like, remember what's going on and be like, you're a soldier for good. And so you should just smile and be like, have a nice day. Like, just try to be positive because you don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And you don't like
positive. Absolutely.
But I am pretty pissed off about shit. You're just catching me on a day where I'm not pissed off, as pissed off. You know what I mean? Because I'm in a good mood, but like I get mad because it's like sit there. I guarantee I can get probably more gigs if I promote myself as an all-girl band.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like, oh, you know. And I just read an article where somebody yelled, "Show us your tits," like in a really like quiet, important moment, and like I remember that shit. And I've always, like, in my head, tried to come up with comebacks.
Yeah.
Because, like, no, you should be prepared. Like, if you're worried about that happening, be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Like, there's always a douche. There's always a douche.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when guys perform, there is always, like, that asshole. You know, this guy that's, like, way too drunk, and then he just starts fucking everybody up. And so then he kind of, like, pisses everybody off and fucks the show up. Just a little bit. But it's just, like... Even if it's just a little bit, like, so there's that version of that asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's not saying show us your tits, but he's whipping his dick.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to look at your dick. Like, fuck you, I'm looking at their dick. Like,
yeah. Priorities.
Yeah, it's like, I like, we're here to see their dicks.
Yeah.
So, we're all here to whip our own dicks.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's how he whips his dick. But it's just not, has no concern
it
for
rubs
anybody
us
else.
all the wrong way.
Exactly. Don't rub your dick the wrong way. I really wish I had the willingness to punch people in the face, but I would really like to.
Yes. Oh, God.
But at the same time I don't, I want to kill him with kindness.
I
feel like there's a way to do it. I'm like, I want to figure out the real nice way. Like, the true, honest, what is the nice way to fucking rebel rock and roll? Like, because everybody's got this idea, like glam rock. Remember glam rock?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like women and whores and coke and yeah. Like, you know? It's awesome.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, it's dirty and it's awesome, but, like, there's a way you can be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm more 60s in some way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like, I'm pissed off, and so I'm not going to sound like that shit.
It's funny you, like, even mentioned just wanting to beat... I don't want to even digress, but I remember one time playing in, like, it was obviously a hardcore crowd. All the other bands, I think I told you, they were all mostly metal, like, hardcore, like, black metal, death metal shit. And I remember at some point somebody's just like, because we played something that was just moderate tempo, and they're just like, could you play something faster? I almost, he was just so close, I'm like, I want to drop kick you in the face right and then play the slowest song I could right now. You know?
That's awesome. Yes.
But, mentioning the scene and such, are there any particular bands you'd say are worth, well, you want to name drop or what have you, in the scene?
I don't know. What scene are you talking about?
Just the overall LA scene, which could encompass a lot of many bands.
Like, well, how about this? Who would I want to take on tour with me? Like, if I could have bands, but I can't say a lot of bands because I haven't seen everybody.
True.
So there are, like, because, you know, 200 bands a night play in this freaking town.
Yeah.
So, like, what is the scene?
Yeah.
Like, okay, No Small Children. That's, like, of course, like, they have my heart. So I'm 100% am behind them. I love their music. I love their records. You know, Bouge Bouge. And then, God, I just saw somebody the other day. I don't know. I love a lot of bands. That's the thing. I don't know what to say because it's just like I'm so obsessed with trying to get my band like out. I actually haven't stopped paying attention to a lot of what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And maybe that makes me jerk because they're supposed to go out. You're supposed to get the scene, but it's just like I'm trying to get this shit off the ground. I'm trying to get my shit in public, playing with people. Yeah. And so the people I know are the people I'm playing with. Yeah. So then, are those the people that I want to continue to work with? Is that the scene then? The people that I'm always playing with? Well, if then it would be what? Like, we haven't even played together.
Yeah, it's been a while.
When has FU and Danger Junkies played together? I like you. I like your music. I respect you. Like, yeah. But we have not played together.
Yeah, true. I think the last time we ever played, it's been a long.
That's what I mean. Like, I've changed members. It's like I've had them in the same lineup for like a year and a half. I was like, and like, you have never played with me having this lineup.
Yeah. No, it's true. I think the last time we ever played was like in Pasadena or something.
Right. I've been trying to get the band to not play in LA. I have not booked like one show. Yeah. All the shows I'm playing are somebody else is asking us, and that means I owe some favors. I was asked you to play that thing, but then I ended up not booking either of those shows because like all the people ended up dropping out. So like I'm trying to do these like little mini festivals, and those are the people I want to be playing with. The people that want to participate in the fucking festival. The people that want to play and do it for fun. The people that want to play and understand what we're doing. The people that want to play with you. It has to be the people, you know? Because it's just like the ego thing. There's that ego problem. Yeah. So it's just like, the bands that I believe in, the bands that are the people that want to play with each other that actually are not doing it because they think it's going to get them somewhere. Yeah. It's because they actually respect what they're doing and enjoy the music. Those are the people that I care about. Yeah. And I feel like they're way fewer and far between. Either that or I'm so jaded I don't trust anybody.
Which brings me to like my next question, which was going to ask, like, at least when it comes to the bands that you deal with, within this wide scene, would you say that there's been, at least with the bands that you deal with often, more of a case of camaraderie than like competition? Or is it a little bit of a mixture of both, or what have you?
Hard to tell. Because I was in a band for a while that I felt like was really about competition. And so when you're not the lead, you're bounded. You're bound, actually. That's correct use. You're kind of bound by your frontman, or not really a frontman, but your band leader. So what is the band? Your primary songwriter. You know, because it's like ultimately you're assisting in what they are trying to present, their their view of the world, their rhythm. So if that person is competitive, it's very difficult to not be in a competitive situation. But if you approach everything with a sense of camaraderie, it weeds out the people that are about the competition, and you end up finding the people that are about the camaraderie. And those are the people that I care about. So, yes, I've had a lot more camaraderie because I actively seek the camaraderie. Yeah. I want to be friends. And that's the thing, is I don't always feel that. And maybe it's me, like I said, like I'm jaded. There's people, because of previous situations with other bands and because of different things that have happened, I'm uncomfortable. And so like I get weirded out, and I don't want to, like, I don't know, I don't know what people are saying or thinking of me. I don't trust a lot of Hollywood. I don't trust a lot of the people, and so it just makes me like, I don't know what you're saying about me. Do you actually believe what you're saying to me when you're talking to my face?
Yeah.
But do I have any real stories to say like where somebody totally fucked me over? Well, everybody's got stories where they've totally been fucked over.
Oh yeah.
So like, what's right? So like, I try to be. I tend to take the attitude. This is my attitude. I'm gonna be nice to you, and I will extend myself to you, and I will be as nice to you as I possibly can. And I will be like, I'll give to you, but if you are a douche to me, I will see it immediately, and we're done.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and if it's about ego, then I totally have an issue.
Yeah.
Like if I notice it, like you've been like, oh, I remember. So I was talking to someone, and they asked me what I do, and then they realized that I couldn't do anything for them. And they were just like, stop talking to me, and walked away.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what just happened? Like, and it was just like, oh, so this shit really exists. I didn't believe it, but I don't really care about that stuff. It's just like, all you gotta see is that little inkling. And it's just like, why even go further in it? It's not worth your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, only like that, you and I are friends. Why?
Because we're not assholes, I don't think.
And that's,
do we get on each other's assholes?
I base it entirely on that. I remember I was playing with these like bigger punk bands, and I like made a joke, and it was like, it turned out to be a slightly inappropriate joke.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. Like, I didn't know there used to be another band called Black Flag, so I'm an asshole. Like, I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, but we're the best. Like, and I was joking.
Yeah.
And like, someone like told me, like, you shouldn't say that, because like, that's inappropriate, because you know, one of these people could have been in that band and it's offensive. And I'm like, what? Isn't this punk rock? Like, one, I was confused. Is it punk rock? Two, it was a joke. And three, really?
Yeah.
Is your ego so fragile that me saying, oh, but we're the best band, that like, we're like, and me like actually joking, like, obviously, like, that's offensive and I should not do that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I thought music's supposed to be fun and you're supposed to be playful and you're supposed to enjoy yourself. And I would expect someone to laugh and be like, you're stupid. Like, because I'm just trying to be stupid and have fun. But no.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just went off.
Don't you understand?
Yeah, and it bummed me out, because it was just like, that was one of the first instances that like, it's taken very seriously. And I say it too. I have a slogan, and it's like, I'm in the business of fun, and I take it very, very seriously. And I do, and you'll see me freak out, and I'll get very serious about something. Like, if I want to go on the road and I'm not getting it, I get very angry. And then I'm just like, become kind of bitchy. I don't want to yell at anybody, because usually it's something that's out of my control. But it's still like a bummer, because your heart hurts, because my soul is on the road. My soul wants to be there. I want to be on the road. I want to be talking to people. I want to be at the bar every night talking to new people and learning their life and seeing humanity for what it is, and go from place to place and pass it on and share a moment with every single person I see.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so when I don't do it, it's like your soul dies. Your wings are clipped. You're just like, I'm like flapping and I got nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
So-
I know.
So that's the stuff that like really like, I don't know. So like a lot of this stuff doesn't matter, and I just had to learn to like not let it get to you.
Yeah.
And none of it matters. It's all high school. If it's a high school game, walk away.
Hilarious.
If it feels like high school, it probably is. Because there's cliques, and that's the scene. You have the scene cliques. And that's what I talk about, and I'm not mad about it. I was. I'm just like, fuck the scene, fuck everybody. But you know what? Who cares? Just make your music good, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Care about your music. Don't care about, oh, well, I know this guy.
Yeah.
Even unless you want to talk about that whole, like, the good enough layer, because there's the layer of good enough.
Yeah.
And then once everybody's here, all like, good enough. But then now it's, like, who you know, what's going on.
Yeah.
And, like, who's... I'm not going to read this. Whose dick are you sucking?
Yeah.
Give me my corporate cock!
Not gagging teeth enough.
I'm going to get my teeth removed.
It's
totally,
my business decision. Let me take out the pictures.
That's totally a Gore joke. So like, I cannot take credit for that joke.
The Gore, we can't take Gore credit. We can't.
But it explains perfectly.
Everything. Magically.
So, yeah, that's awesome. I totally forgot what we were talking about.
No, we're making progress. Now, before I start transitioning some things, I just want to get one more question. Ask everyone this out of curiosity. How did you choose your band name for your band, F You Mary Lou?
I went to go see Cool Moms at Pear Space.
Really?
I think is that what it's called? Pear Space?
Yes.
The one that's like back there?
Yeah, in the
okay. Yeah. So they were playing, and I had already started work, like, Morgan and I had already started working the band out because we had just written, Morgan had just written that song about beer, and so we're like, hey, maybe we should be a band. And there was things going on in my life that I'm like, I need an outlet. I need my own thing. I need to start, like, I started wanting to do my own thing and wanting to do a band. And because of this, writing this song, I'm like, I wonder what it would be like to pull myself out of my comfort zone of playing bass and put myself in a position of singing or being the front man, because that's the thing I've never done. And I'd had a dream on a tour where I was the front man, and I had this crazy hawk, and it was very, very crazy. So I'm like, why don't I make that dream a reality and see what it's like? And if I don't like it, no harm, no foul. I'll just fucking get over it and move on. Like, there's nothing that says you can't quit and do something else. Like, so I was just like, I'll just try it and I'll see. And so had this idea for a band, and I'm like, Morgan and I were like, let's make it as obnoxious and just be as crude and just like have a fucking blast and just have fun and like as possible. Like, just do as much as we can. And when we stop having fun, we don't do it anymore. Quit when it's not fun anymore. And so there they were. Cool Moms was performing. Never seen them before. And it was Allison Wolf, and she was singing and she was talking, and she started talking about age or something like that. And then out of the blue, she goes, "F you, Mary Lou." And I was just like, all of a sudden it was like this weird, like, galaxy, like, all of a sudden I saw everything lined up. It was like Mary Lou Retton, the 80s, conservatism, republicanism, this ideology that was presented in the 80s that you're supposed to be this way, and capitalism and corporation and you know, and Reaganomics. Like, everything was just like this amazing, and America the beautiful, America the great. And I was just like, and I felt like that statement was a rejection of all of it. And it was just like, no, dude, you gotta do what you're supposed to do. Like, it was like, that was like a really, I don't know how to explain it. It was this punk rock statement of, fuck you guys, I'm gonna fucking do what I wanna do. And so I go, that's my band. That's my fucking band name. Like, that's what I want to do. It's just like, it's about, I know what it was like. I remember those things. I remember what was going on. And I rejected it as in college. And now I am creating my own life for myself. And I need to tell these people that this is bullshit. I see what's going on. And we're all mad because this is what happened in the 80s into the 90s. That's what happened in the 90s. Reaganomics. 90s. Grunge. Fucking fuck you world. Everybody's fucking going crazy. Fuck it rock. And that is exactly what's going on again. So, and I feel like that's what it is. So that's F You, Mary Lou.
Nice.
But there's nothing against Mary Lou Retton. I had her haircut too. I loved it. But the thing is, though, how do you know? I was like 8 or not 8. I don't even remember how old I was in '84. I was like 9. So like, it was just like, you don't know, and then you get to a point where you start to make the decision for yourself, because you learn that you have the right to make a decision for yourself. Because do you really know as a child you can make a decision for yourself? Not unless someone tells you.
Yeah. True. I always love asking that question because I have a different response.
My dog. He just wants attention.
Always. Just chilling.
That's my boy.
So as I always ask everybody, especially in this particular manner, what does hipster mean to you? Or even rather, why is it such a term that's so oftenly used? Because every time I ever mention the music scene, very quickly someone will be like, hipster this, hipster that.
But that's only one scene. You know?
Oh, I'll hear people just even mentioning the LA scene in general.
I know. Well, they say hipsters because that's the dominating like style. That's the dominating like. Oh, you have to have this man beard and you have to have this like. I don't even know what it is, but it's like the ugly sweaters and like the 50s mishmash crisscross with this like bearded woodsman like. What is this, 2030s? The 20s or the 30s? I don't even... But it's not even the 20s, like... Because I felt like the 20s were, like, top hats and, you know...
Yeah.
Like, if you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go with fashion sites? Putting on the Ritz. That's what I think of when I think of 20s. But this is, like, that weird, like... I don't know. It's, like, this weird, like, revamp of 50s conservatism. And it's, like, being, like... sold to us, prepackaged as this weird, like, this is how you should be. But it's just like, we didn't really like it in the 50s.
Yeah.
So, like, why are we, like, trying to relive this scene? And so it makes me just want to be like, well, then I'm going to fucking put a pack of smokes in my sleeve and roll it up in my white t-shirt.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. Like, a hipster is somebody that's not thinking for themselves. They're just following the scene. They're following what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
That's what happened to hipster. It didn't start out that way. First, the hipster was the person that was new and on the scene. But then once that happened, and then it just spread, so now everybody's trying to be the next new trend. But it's like, well, you're all trying to be a new trend of the same thing. Now I have the weirdest mustache. See? Now I have the coolest weird pants. See? And it's just like, see, I craft my own fancy beer in my lumberjack shirt.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, come on, guys. Like, is that really exactly what you want?
Yeah.
But it's like, is that just, like, grunge used flannel? But I don't know. It just doesn't seem angry or anything. We're like, well, it's indie. We're like mellow and the indie rock. But I'm like, when I used to listen to Block Party, they weren't nice. It wasn't about being happy.
Yeah.
Like when I used to listen to like Future Heads and Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah.
That didn't seem like it was happy. It was under the guise. It's like we're so kind of angry and irritated. We're kind of laughing about it.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it. But maybe I was hearing it differently. But now it seems like what was that Portlandia sketch where they're like playing like feathers.
Yeah.
It's like the soft music indie rock fest, and it's just like, what happened? Like, who gave you a Valium?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a Valium. Go.
So maybe hipsters and then now it's just hipsters equals Valium and follow the norm.
Yeah.
And it didn't used to be that way.
Yeah.
But I hated it when it came over to the States. Because it came over to the States because it was new and fresh and I'm like, cool. But then it was just something, it was like so sold to us that it like saturated the market and it made me mad. It's what happened to grunge, what happened to girl rock in the 90s. And then it got oversold and then nobody cared anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it was just like, that's a bummer because there was a lot of good stuff that could have come out from that. But it'll cycle itself again, go through the wash, and we'll have a chance to touch it 10, 20 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, the archives.
Yeah. I feel like there's this like cycle that happens, and so like that's why I'm like, oh look, the 90s are here.
Yeah.
What are we gonna call it? What are we in the teens? The 20 teens.
20 teens. Oh.
But there was that tween wave, so we can't be in the teens. So maybe this new music scene shit's, or maybe it's dead. Maybe the new burst out's gonna be in the, what are the 20s?
Yeah.
What is that called? We only have 5 more years.
We're doomed.
I think we have a chance of being doomed if we don't figure out how to rally ourselves together.
Yeah.
If the musicians don't figure out how to really work together and fight against this bullshit because they're so trying to make it, then I think that we're going to be a problem, because I think part of change starts with the music.
Which makes me curious. Of many people that we've interviewed, you've definitely been there. This is definitely not your first rodeo by any chance.
Well, this is what?
This isn't your first rodeo by any chance, as far as music and scene and dealing with bands and what have you.
Well, it's been different every time. It's a different experience, because it's different when you're just a bass player or when you're a front man. It's different when you're the booker. It's different when you're just like for hire. So it's been, so I don't know, like I look at it always as a new experience, but I do try to draw from previous experience. So I guess yes, in that sense, it's not my first rodeo, but I don't want to be like, oh, I know, because like I'm surprised every day by something new. Like sometimes I'm surprised by how amazing someone is, and then I'm also surprised by how unbelievably low someone is. You know, it's just like, oh, I can't believe how underhanded you are, or oh, wow, I'm going to reevaluate how I felt about you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's always a new experience.
Yeah. Gotcha. Let's see. I think that's mostly of my questions I always ask everyone. I know James has.
The usual ones is like, how do you describe rock and roll?
Oh yeah.
Because we've had people say different things, and I'm like, how do you differentiate the other genres of music? You know.
And as we ask that question, I have to always reiterate. As we started this project, James does not know so much about rock and roll, just in general, like as an origin. So we mainly what we're trying to get at is like, how would you describe rock and roll as a genre? Like, what would almost make it different compared to something like classical or jazz or something?
A rebellious connection. That's how I would describe it.
Strong.
Because
direct.
Because you have rock and roll came from blues. Where did blues come from? It came from an area where it was not pretty. It was very difficult. I don't know. Like, I don't know personally, but I know how I've been raised and how it's been explained to me. And so out of this came this music. Out of this came song from your heart and from your soul. And it was, why would you do that? Why would you vocalize your soul unless you're doing it like a songbird? You're reaching out because you want somebody else to hear it too. Because if that person hears it too, they're going to know they're not alone in this world. So then it's just like, so it came from that. So it was a way to rebel against everything that is pushing you down and telling you, fuck you, you can't do it. Fuck you, you're not allowed. And you're like, you know what? You can fucking destroy every part of me. You can break my bones, break everything. But I am still free in my mind, and I can still fucking connect with somebody else. And I will still do it. So I'm rebelling. And I can still rebel. And so I think that's a part of human nature, and it's a part of everybody's soul, that there is this natural rebellion. And it's just like, and I feel like that's where it all stemmed from. And then it still happened later. You have 50s and Elvis. What was Elvis doing? He was rebelling against something that society was saying was incorrect. And it's like, this is music. It was about soul and touching and reaching and bringing people together and heart. And he knew it, and he figured it out. And he's like, let's do that. This music's great. Let's bring people together. Let's reach out and touch somebody and let everybody know you're not alone in this world. We are humanity. We are one. So that's what he did. But it's just like, but every like 10 years, every time there's something new, there's something that pushes something down, that says it's not good. Somebody else gets pushed down. Somebody else gets destroyed. Somebody is like, there's always a fight between, it's the battle of good and evil. It is a never-ending battle. It changes form. And that's all it will ever do. And so you can choose, like, the soldier for good, soldier for bad. But anyway, that's my crazy talk. And so that's how I feel about rock and roll. It's like no matter how you can push somebody down, they're going to do it anyway, and they're going to change form. Punk rock is just rock and roll, but because rock and roll was taken, you know, it was commercialized and already been taken, so they couldn't use the word rock and roll anymore. So you became punk rock. And you know what? Punk rock has been taken. It's back, and it's been watered down. And so, like, why, like, a lot of people aren't using punk rock anymore. What are we starting to use? Us old punk rockers are starting to use rock and roll, or coming up with our own version of it. Riot rock, party rock, rock and fucking slide, rock and fucking punk. Like,
this isn't punk, this is like post-punk. It's
dude, it's all it's rock and roll, man.
Dude. At the end of the day, it's like, shut up.
We're saying fuck you. We don't agree with going on, and artistically is our only battleground. Like if we feel so pushed down in society and like what we can and can't do, where can we do it? We're still allowed is art, and as long as we can keep fighting to have our art, then that's where it's gonna come out first. So, rebellious connection. A rebellious need for connection, I guess.
Yeah. It's hilarious. To expand on that question, because the thing is, I remember when we were first starting to do this documentary, it was James who was just like, you know, Kareem, it's a whole bunch of, like, he didn't know what hipsters were. He's like, there's a whole bunch of, like, white hipsters here. You know? And, like, someone explained to him how, like, a lot of rock and roll came from blues, and he was like, really? Seriously? So I guess the question is, especially when it comes to marketing and music and everything, like, why do you think that, like, rock and roll all of a sudden had, like, fewer, I guess, like, black musicians involved? I guess from, like, Elvis's time, I guess?
I don't know. It's like, it's not my story almost. Like, so I never like focused because I wasn't focusing on color.
Yeah.
So I never really paid attention. So if you bring it up, I mean, it's very similar to Where Are the Women?
Yeah. It's like, so I don't know how I get...
Like, where are the chicks, man?
Yeah.
Where's this sausage party?
Right.
I don't know, because, like, for me, like, Chuck Berry and, like that's rock and roll to me. So, like, it never left. Like, that stuff is multi-generational. It transcends, like, oh, well, that was just the 50s. Well, I still listen to that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm still influenced by that shit. So, that he's not any, like... I can't tell you who played fucking yesterday, but I can tell you about the 50s. I can tell you about the 60s. You know, so... It's
not like anything like, oh, that's archival. It's still, like, relevant.
Yeah, it's very relevant, and but I don't reject it. So it's... But when you look at it, you're right. There's not as many. And it's always, like, well, like, you have hip-hop. So it's almost like we drew a line.
Yeah.
Like, so, well, because Elvis slightly changed it by being
he's the king.
Because he slightly changed it by being the white guy. That we could market.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna say it's different than blues.
Yeah.
And take it over here, thanks.
Yeah. I remember having to argue with some guy on the internet.
And so then you guys go, well, fuck you. Here's some hip-hop.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, we kind of like that too.
Yeah. A couple years go by, it's like, can we get some of that too to our arsenal?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing that I learned in economics a long time ago. When something that's underground that starts to evolve on its own.
Yeah.
And it becomes so big that it becomes not controllable because a lot of people get into it and they understand it and they connect to it. the higher parts of society don't know how to deal with it. How does anything deal with something that's underground, that's so rejected? Deal with something that's just become such a big movement. They water it down and they appropriate it and they corporatize it and and they make it so they can handle it. And I think I feel like that's what happened to punk rock. I feel like that's what happened to rock and roll. I feel like that's what happens to most things. So like anything that goes against the grain, at some point, if it doesn't stand its own ground, or it becomes too big that it becomes in fear of falling apart, is when it gives in and it becomes a part of the system. So sometimes I feel like almost that we're fighting a losing battle. Like, if here we are, musicians, we're like, I'm gonna beat the man and I'm gonna sing for myself, and then but what if you become like Katy Perry? Like, then everything you do is somebody's meal. So it's just like, if you just all of a sudden go, well, fuck you, then you're affecting everybody else's life. So are you going to keep going with the grain because you're helping everyone around you, or are you just going to pull the plug and be like, fuck you? But then what put you in that position in the first place? Because then you got people like Willie Nelson's like, fuck you, I'm doing it exactly how I've always done. I'm like, I love you, Willie.
Meanwhile, there's like big fat baby Ewie just eating up all the culture of everything.
But yeah, so it's really, I feel like it's a really weird thing, and I've been watching it. But like, I grew up like loving Madonna. Madonna was just like this woman that like came out of nowhere and just like destroyed, like the girl destroyed. And it's just like she did something that I'd never seen before in my entire life, and it's like, I want to be like her. Not exactly like her. But it's like, I figured, like, she basically says, dude, if you figure it out, you can fucking do whatever you want. And I'm like, well, shit. Well, I want to do whatever I want. I want to get paid to be me. Pay me to be me. That's what I want to do for a living.
Hilarious.
If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Right? So, I'm in the business of fun. I take it very seriously. So, I'm going to love what I do. So, you know what? Pay me to be me, which is, I'm going to have fun. I wish it was that easy.
Right. Don't we all?
Actually, no, I don't. Because if it was, then everybody would do it.
True.
And I feel like the reason why it's so hard, because I feel like the rewards are so sweet. But it's just like, but there's paths and there's choices you have to make. It's just like, and there's some that I haven't had to make yet, so I can't speak from them. And there's others that I have had to make, and I can't speak. So it's just like, so far, I haven't sold myself. But what would I be selling myself to?
Not enough corporate cock, not enough.
But yeah, and it's just like, hell yeah, I'd take a sponsorship. Like, I've gotten free clothes. It's fucking awesome. Like, I mean, are you going to say no? Hey, we really like what you're doing. Will you wear our pants? Here's fucking all these really nice, expensive pants to wear. Yes? And well, for me, it's like, I wish I got like the really fancy, because you can see some of the stuff that they get, but it's like, it's cool. But what are you trading for that? Then you gotta ask, what did they give up? Was there, because nothing's free.
Oh yeah. It's like, you can get this wool if you do such and such.
Like, they want you to wear their stuff, because then people see you're wearing their stuff, and then you get your picture taken, and then like, and I'll be like, ooh, well maybe if I should wear it too. And that's why image, this goes to the image, that's why musicians, we have style, we create our own thing, we make our own cartoon character, our own superhero costumes, we have our own style, because then they're like, oh, because then everybody can pick which ones they like. Who's your favorite superhero? Everyone's got their own. It's just like your rock star. Who's your favorite rock star? Each one's got his look. Slash looks like Slash.
Yeah.
Like, anybody ever gonna question who Slash is?
No.
He's got his superhero costume.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Like, Phil Collins looks like Phil Collins. Like, really? Look at that. Like, Willie Nelson looks like Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
And nobody else looks like Willie Nelson. So it's a Beyonce looks like Beyonce, Katy Perry. See, that's the thing. So it is image. There is an image there. You turn yourself into like a superhero.
Yeah.
And you were just like, this is who I am. This is my style. You stand out from the rest. I'm not afraid to not be like everybody else.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, they must be somebody important because they don't look like everybody else. Look how nice their outfit is, or look how different they look. And they're either shocked and appalled or into it. Mm-hmm. And that's it. But then it doesn't matter which response it is. Mm-hmm. You got the response.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are the challenges like in your career path as a musician, like in general?
Continuous flow of payment, income. I just want to pay my rent with music, right? It's a weird demand, but like, I'm not striving to be like a sign of success is fans. Like that's how it. It's not. I'm not looking at it like if I have fans, I'm gonna make $1 million and I'll be on TV and I'll be a famous rock star. That's not ever been my intention. Yeah. My intention is I want to go on tour. I want to play for people. I want to feel that energy that you feel when everybody's on the fucking same page. And it's like this positive, like fucking crazy. Like we're all angry, so we're fucking yelling at the sky together because we're fucking pissed. Like, yeah, let's fucking do that. I want to know what that fucking feels like. Yeah. Let's do it. Why not? If we can all fucking scream at the sky, I feel like that will do something at least more than us fucking punching each other in the face. Like, because we're so pissed. So let's bring us together. But then, I don't know. What was I? What were we talking about?
Challenges in your career. You know, how far are you to where you want to go, and what are like?
Well, it's like a wave. It's like the water, man. There's a flow. Some days you're like ahead, and some days you're behind. And that's the thing. Is like, you know, the water it goes in and out, and you're like, did you catch that wave or did you not? And if you catch that wave, you go pretty far and you have a fucking good time. Maybe go on a few tours, and then you come back, and then all of a sudden you're the dude on the couch.
Hilarious.
And you gotta start over again.
Yeah.
And then you gotta go, shit.
Does that guy pay rent? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, and then but eventually you get to a point where you have footing. You know, where you're like, okay, I went on a tour and I came back. I'm not the guy on the couch. I still have my apartment. I still have a job, but I don't want to have a job. I just want to be doing music. Yeah. But then I've changed it a little bit because I realized that I'm so like ADD in some way. Like I'm not diagnosed with ADD or anything. I just feel like I can't. I have a hard time focusing on this one thing. So I like doing more than one thing, and I feel like they're all associated with each other. Like I feel like, you know, working at television editing is songwriting. So I'm doing the same thing, just a different version. Yep. I get bored doing the same thing, so I've actively made the choice to not just do music. But I like to. You gotta do more than, well, you don't got to. Yeah. I want to do more than one thing. Because it's fun, and it's entertaining, it gives me my material for my songwriting. Yep. So the trials and tribulations, being broke, I realized when I tried not to work at all, like when my savings account ran out, because it's great when you have a savings account. Yeah. Because then you're like, sweet, and you can just go out to the bars, your face, everybody sees your face and knows that you're a musician. You can try and get gigs and like get to know people, and then you get with a band and audition, and then you get another audition. You can do that thing, and you can get paid or not paid. Play some gigs, you hate them, don't like the music. Different reasons, right? That sucks. That's cool. Sometimes you don't get any gigs at all, and then you start getting poor. The savings accounts runs out. So now you're starting to worry about money. When you're worrying about money, you are not creative. You're not fucking writing about shit. Yeah. You're stressing about, do I have a fucking quarter? If I can find 3 more quarters, I can go get a fucking double cheeseburger at McDonald's. Yeah. That's what you're thinking about. And so it's like, well, this sucks. Like, how do you balance this out? Like, I want to do my art, but then at the same time, I have to figure this out. And I'm starving, but if I'm working fucking 8 to 9 hours a day where I could be doing music. Yeah. And then I'm too tired to do music, right? Yeah. This is what the bitch is, right? Yeah. So then then you figure out the regimen, right? And then when you get a job, at least with a steady job, you're like, well, on the weekends, I can do music. Yeah. And so you can figure it out and find the balance, but sometimes jobs aren't into it when you want to leave for 2 weeks to go on a tour. So then you got to quit the job, and then you start it all over again.
Yeah.
See? So it's this wave. And like, if you get your good wave, then your band and your music can get picked up, and you get signed, you can get tours, you can get another tour, you can play shows, you get paid, you get guarantees, you get writers. Yes, you can. And that's the thing, but everybody acts like that is just on the other side of the wall. Dude, No Doubt didn't get like signed, like they weren't making tons of, like 7 years as a band before anybody started to really pay attention to them. Like they had a local following, and they had to get a huge local following first, and then they started, like, I saw them in fucking Tennessee, right before they were huge. They were opening for Everclear.
Oh,
but
really?
like, but you used to see old videos, and it was 7 years. Like, so think about that. That's old in days, because now we have the internet and future. But I don't think so, because like, how do you listen to music on the internet?
Shoo.
Do you just kind of scan through it? Do you remember half the bands that you listen to when you're on Bandcamp or YouTube?
Yeah.
Or do you just remember what your friends have kind of posted up?
Yeah.
So do you remember that as well as you remember who you saw live the other day that gave this kick-ass performance?
Yeah, that's the question.
So I feel like that's still more important.
Yeah.
It's because that's the physical connection, because you're right there. So the touring. So my biggest problem is getting people to get on the road with you and stay on the road with you and be willing to go through some of that really shitty time. When you're, I think I feel like I'm too old to do the really dirty tours where I'm fucking sleeping on the bottom of my van, or I'm fucking getting a guy nudging me to try and get me to fucking go in his room to watch cartoons.
Oh God.
AKA blow them or something. Like, I'm a little too tired of that, so I'm not willing to, like, even deal with that anymore.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. So I hit a point where I'm not like that, but then there's these younger rock stars that are still willing to do that, where you're, like, in the van and you're cold. I've done this. I'm telling you, it's fucking cold. You were on stage asking people for a place to stay. They don't get, nobody talks to you, nobody answers you, so you and your bandmates lay in your van, you drink some fucking swigs of Jack because you're fucking freezing, so that you'll be warm enough to go to sleep. And you go to sleep. It's fun. It's awesome. I had a fucking blast doing it. It sucks, but it's fucking like, yeah, I'm fucking living life. It's dirty. But like, now I'm like, I want to give my best performance. I want to fucking really, like, connect with that audience. I changed how I was performing. I changed what I wanted, but I still want to reach out and do it. It's just different. But anyway, so that's the true relations. People that are willing to go with it if you don't have a lot of money. And then, like, getting the music, getting people that are on the same page with you with the music, because you have hobbyists, you have ones that are pro, you have for hires, you have, everybody's got different reasons that they want to do music. Everybody has different reasons why they want to do music. Everybody has different goals. Some people want to be signed to a major label. Some people want to be signed to an independent label. Some people never want to be signed at all. Some people just want to fucking, like I said earlier, like, want to just do music in their room, in their closet, just for themselves or for their family. Everybody's got their own reason to do music, and I promote every single reason to do music. But it makes it hard when you are a musician that has this one specific goal to find the other people that are willing to go that long haul with you. You know, and that's what the biggest problem is like I said, like, you know, drummers can control the whole situation, so they know that they can get a better gig if they're a really good drummer. So if they could take off if they wanted to, and find somebody else. Bass players, same thing. Guitar players, you can find several.
A dozen.
No, not a dozen. Really good guitar players are not.
True.
So that's the thing. You can always find a guitar player. A good guitar player.
Good guitar player.
And I'm not talking about check out my licks. I'm talking about knows what's appropriate and when.
Like, where you going for? What type of music?
You have to know how to use your dick.
Can't Can't just have it be all big and just battering. No.
Yeah.
There's something we need for this scene.
I mean, you can be in that scene where your dick is just big and you just fucking ram it on everybody.
Yeah.
There is a scene for that.
Yeah.
Like, but usually isn't that the bass players that gets to do that?
That's hilarious.
It's I'm a bass player.
That's a whole different documentary. We could have a whole debate about this, you see.
But yeah, no, it's like I was in a band once, and then like, you know, I was really bummed out because like we had a lot of momentum. People were starting to really buy our records. We just got on this 10-day tour, and then like we have our first pre-meeting before our tour, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, my wife's pregnant."
Oh.
And like I was really excited for them. I love that girl.
Yeah.
But the band was done. And
Yeah.
I knew the band was done because
Yeah.
it was his band. He was the lead, and like I was never like I was mad for a second, but like I got over it because I love that girl. I love them and I respect what they did. But that I didn't like my life was controlled by something that was out of my control.
Yeah.
And like it was against what I wanted as a musician. So that's just an example, because there's nothing like of things that like just happen. Like I'm not mad. I'm in a great position. I love that guy, and I love that kid, and I love that family. And it's just that we just had a difference of what we wanted in a band, and what we wanted in our music career. So we just ended up taking a different path. I loved every second of it. I would like to do it again, but we can't. And we're not.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing these other things, and it's really awesome. And he's still with me on them, and he joins me, and we hang out. So So I guess that's sort of how you look at it. So is it a trial? Is it a terrible thing? And at first it made me angry, and at first I was upset. But then it's like, no, it was for the better. Everything's for the better, really. Because if it doesn't work, doesn't it mean it's not supposed to be there? Doesn't that mean you're supposed to move on if something stops working?
Yeah.
Like, at least that's how I look at it. Because, like, if something stops working and you work really hard to try to make it work and it's not working, then there's nothing else really to do other than beat your head into like a wall. So I guess that's it. It's just really finding people that are willing to just go the distance.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be a solo artist. I never wanted to be a solo artist.
Yeah.
It's not about me.
Yeah.
I've never wanted it to be about me. That's why I was happy as the bass player. Like, I'm happy as long as I'm playing with a bunch of people that want to have a good time and that we're friends and having a good time together. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing. I want us to be together and have fun. If I need to be the leader to do that, okay, then I'll be the leader. I'll make a fucking band and I'll say, okay, guys, let's sing about vaginas.
Yeah.
Sweet. Who's with me? Sweet. Hey, let's have fun. Oh, no one wants to do that anymore. Okay, let's sing about sadness.
Yeah.
Sweet. Cool. Let's have a good time doing that. Who wants to? Nobody wants to. Okay, and that's what I want to do. Like, because it's music. It evolves. It's everything. It's life. It's what's going on. It's everything that's happening in this world. We sing what we know. That's how I was taught to song, right?
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you sing about? You sing what you know.
Yeah.
So you're gonna sing what you see. You're gonna sing what's around you. You're gonna sing how you feel. At least that's the way that I am. Or like I like to write stories about stuff. So I sing about a story that I've made up about a life's experience, probably very similar to mine. You know, and it's just like that's what it is. So it's just I don't know. It's just music is just so amazing. I love it. My favorite thing in the world.
Ever.
It means everything. You can find a song to express any emotion. Ever. You can find a song to express anything. To explain anything. So if you ever want to know how something works, like it's almost like was my encyclopedias while growing up.
Yeah.
So you I heard smoking in the boys' room. I tell you I was smoking in the boys' room. Oh sweet, they're like bad boys. I get to do that too. I want to do that. Or sex packets, $1 for 2. Just tell me how many for you this time. That's Digital Underground.
Yeah.
But they do drugs. It's like a sex drug. Oh, cool. Like I was learning about all these things by listening to music.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's like an encyclopedia because these people are literally singing about what they know. Like, so you're learning other people's rhythms. You're learning other people's story. If you want to learn about life, you want to learn about history, you want to learn about how things are, you listen to music, you listen to art. It's there. And like, it's just like, all these people are just like politicians. They're like, they'll tell you the way to be. Religion tells you the way to be. No, dude, really, look at the art. Like, listen to the art. Like, it's all there.
When I think it's like Legs McNeil, this writer, he was like mentioning how I think like during like the late 60s, like early 70s, like a little bit just before like punk rock was like becoming like punk rock as we know it or what have you.
Yeah.
He was mentioning how it's how a lot of people were kind of trying to get away from a lot of the political subject matter just because of like Vietnam War and everything, and like how people kind of almost wanted to go back to like Don't Step on My Blue Suede Shoes, which ironically is like could be considered very political because it's all about like individual freedom and all that. It's like anything can be political.
Right, but then anything can be political. That's the thing. Like, how you wear your hair can become a political thing.
Yeah.
Because like, what's that song about the sides everywhere, side bucket?
Yeah.
Because he's talking about his long hair and trying to get a job.
Yeah.
Because he had long hair. That makes me fucking laugh, dude.
Can you guys talk about politics and everything can be politics? Can you guys talk about straight edge and like straight edge just doesn't seem to like it.
Well, I don't know if I'm really the one to talk about straight edge, so I never was straight edge. Like I was.
They were playing rock and roll.
Oh, but that's rebellion. Don't you see? But straight edge is exactly what I'm talking about. They were rebelling over what they were being told how they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's why I walked away from punk rock in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I used to, like, make fun of it. I used to wear this hat, it was like this grandpa golfer cap backwards, right? I loved it. And I put one safety pin right here. And they're like, ugh, because, you know, the punk rocks are like, you gotta have a mohawk, you gotta have your leather, your black, and your fucking, like, chains, and you have to have the fucking chain hanging down, and, like, your tats, and your safety pins on everything. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm punk rock, see, I got my safety pin.
That's right.
And maybe that was antagonistic, but it was the point is like, no.
Like
as far as I know, punk rock was the whole point was rebellion.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be not conforming to anything.
Yeah.
The early punk rock, the bands that played together in early punk rock didn't sound the same.
Yeah.
It wasn't kick snare, kick snare, kick snare.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what happened? Why is punk rock now kick snare, leather jacket with just fucking paint all over it, safety pins and mohawks?
Yeah. Has to be.
It has to be. Like, you're not considered punk rock unless you do those things and listen to those bands.
Yeah.
Only those bands. You have to listen to X. You have to listen to Adolescents.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to fucking Dead Kennedys. You're not fucking punk rock, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, I'm gonna listen to whatever the fuck I want to, and that's fucking punk rock. But that's the thing. It's just like punk rock is rock and roll. It's just another marketed name of rock and roll because they got sick of being called rock and roll because it was taken away from them. And then you got all this other. So that's what happened in punk rock. And now you see people, like I said, rock and roll because they got sick of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I'm like starting to fuck with all of it. Like, grunge, you got grunge too, remember? Grunge.
Yeah.
And so what's grunge but what, 70s?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like a good 70s rehashing.
Yeah, it's just really like you're following what they were doing in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like, not that it's a bad thing, it's just like you're just calling it something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Changing a little bit of the clothing.
Yeah.
Calling it something else because some new type of style came out and you were influenced because it's going to be different because your life is different, history is different, economics are different.
And talking about things that change, they said like the skinhead, is it skinhead people?
Oh.
Skinheads?
Oh, what, like Nazi punks and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, is that real?
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know it's like a thing.
Oh yeah, so there was the anti-racist skinheads.
Yeah.
And then the
Sharpskins.
Oh, so
yeah,
there's
you have
a
the sharps, or DSB is the one. I think that's what they called in Dallas. The sharps and then the racist skinheads. I don't know what they were called. And they would wear jab boots. Wait, where is it? Like the song I'm trying to remember about the white laces. So you have white shoelaces and green shoelaces, and that's how you can tell the difference. It was funny. They dressed exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had like red braces, skinny red braces, your suspenders, and like the white polo shirt, and then you wear the fucking pants. I forgot, like, it depends, because you could be a rude boy too. And then you have the fucking, you could wear like the jeans, skinhead band, and then you got the fucking boots, like the combat boots. And then how the color of your laces told if you were a racist or not. Literally.
Crazy.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I know that they often had their
that wasn't
the
all
dress.
that they were about.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I knew about that I'm like, that is stupid.
Yeah. Because I know they dress similarly. Like, if you're a skinhead, there's a certain look that goes with being a skinhead.
I don't mean to call it stupid, but I'm like, dude, you're gonna, like, they're all like, yeah, fuck you for being racist, so I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. And I'm like, what?
It's like, so you're still like a hateful gay. It's just you're a non-racist hateful
but
gay.
It's okay, because you hate the guys that hate.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? And I remember one of the times where I just started to really reject the anti-racist skinhead movement. Like, I was going out with an anti-racist skinhead. And I was at one of their houses, and they had this magazine, and I pulled it out, and it was just like one of their zines, and it said, "Burn fags, not flags."
Whoa.
And that is the moment when I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh, but you're okay, because we know you, and I'm like, and we're done.
Yeah. It's like, you lost me.
I never said that,
yeah.
But it was just one of those, okay, and then you had time to, like, think about it and stew about it,
yeah.
and then I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna hang out with those guys anymore.
Yeah, like automatically.
Yeah, so it's just a giant hypocrisy. That's all it is. It's this desire to be different, but it's not a desire to be different, but it's a desire to be different to feel elite, and that is the difference. It's like, I must be better than you because I do this thing. And I'm better than you, so it gives me the right to speak down for you. So it's really, if you want to break it down psychologically, it's about power. That's anything that's really is about what sometimes these scenes are created. It's need for power, the need to feel like you have control over something. So where does that stem from? Well, let's think about this. Like, it stems from the fact that we're constantly getting pushed down. So it's this, like, consistent rebellion. Yeah. So that's what happens. You have scenes that come out from feeling like you can't, straight edgers, well, they're like, why can't I enjoy this music but not do the drugs? Or like, well, let's just go over here and make our own thing because we're tired of being treated less than because we don't want to fucking do drugs, but we want to enjoy the music. So I condone them. So they fucking said, fuck you, we're going to go do it over here. Yeah. So they started doing over here, and they fucking became straight edge, and they became enough people agreed with the ideology. That's the thing, you have to have the people. Yep. Enough people agreed with the ideology that they did it too. They're like, yeah, I want to fucking enjoy the music and not do the drugs. Yeah. And so they did. And but then, like, it got corrupted just like everything else does. But that's what happens. Just like I probably have with the hipsters too. Like, all of it. And then we'll get somebody new, and then it'll revamp. We'll get some new style, and everybody will think it's amazing, and everybody will get into it, and then all the other bands will start to sound like them too. And then we'll all get fucking bored with them again, and I was like, God, this sucks. And then 10 years later, we'll get another one. Yeah. And 10 years later, we'll get another one. And it'll just be another cycle, like, well, this is just rehashed aughts music. Yeah. Whatever you call the early 2000s. I don't know what to call that music. That was really the surgence of pop punk, was really the 2000s. I feel like that's when, like, It was pop. That emo, pop punk.
Like late 90s into like 2000s and
That's
stuff.
when it just got. That's like they went. That's when I feel like grunge went the way of almost glam. It was like that version of glam.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's a weird concept reach.
No, it's true. It's true. Because I think it was.
Because that's when you get the frosted tips and
it
the
was,
sharp hair.
I think Carrie King, when it came to like the whole
Hot Topic.
Yeah, when it comes to like the whole glam metal thing, I think like Carrie King from Slayer said it perfectly, where he's like, glam metal was almost kind of like Van Halen, but turned up every wrong way possible. Like, Halen was okay, and then all the bands just took it everywhere else. It was fucked up.
It was like glam rock was like fucking dirty rock and roll made for chicks.
Yes. Yes.
Let's make them look so sensitive and so that they're like, oh, okay, they're not as scary as I thought they were. Because, like, who's going to go for...
Yeah.
Well, there are girls that go for I like those girls.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm one of those girls, but like, but there's ones that don't, but the majority don't go for that.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing is, there's an audience for everything. Yeah. It's just like, what size audience do you want?
Mm-hmm.
So and then you adjust based on that, and it's just like, but then like, are you fake because you adjust your style based on that? Like, what is like? It's so weird to like try to think about music because there's so many ways it can be used and there's so many things uses for it. Yeah. There's so many different kinds of music because you have throwaway music, shit that doesn't matter, but then you have the stuff that like changes people's lives.
Yeah.
So like, that's why there's so many different kinds of musicians. Like there's composers that you'll never meet and they write fucking music every day and you'll hear it and you won't even know. Because it's like on the back of a TV show.
Yeah.
30 seconds. And that person made you cry because it was a dramatic moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I need a bong rip.
The last one I think I want to ask is, I think we asked other people this one too, is the future of, well, kind of like what's going on now and like the future of the music scene. Like I went to downtown to check out the scene and, downtown has changed in the last, 7 years.
Yeah, and it's gentrifying. Like it's already happening. Mm-hmm. They're already getting their little meat clips. There's just not a flagship band. Mm-hmm. Nirvana and Pearl Jam were the flagship bands. Mm-hmm. Who are the flagship bands for the LA scene? It's already setting up. They're prepping for it. It's like the punk rock scene is down there, but the Redwood Bar is always going to be there. The Redwood Bar is going to be the punk rock bar. The music never dies. That's the future. It's never going to die. Mm-hmm. It's just that something new, which is not new, is going to come out. It's going to get corrupted. It's going to get corporatized and watered down and resold and packaged to us. And then we're all going to get fucking tired of listening to it on the radio. And then we're going to look for something new. And then we're going to find it. And then the cycle begins again. And I feel, and it sounds so like negative, but it's not because it all depends on what's going on in our life. Like, it feels like the music. Maybe the music feels like that because we haven't done anything with it yet. Because we're not being directed. It's just there for us to listen to. But what are we doing? Like, the 60s, that music, they were singing about something they were pissed off about, but they were doing something about it. Mm-hmm. Now we have so many activists that are fighting about every little detail. Mm-hmm. We're not together. Yeah. We're not working together, which is exactly what they wanted. And and that's the thing is like all the scenes and all the music. And I feel like we need we need the flagship bands. We need the flagship bands that play the music that everybody starts to connect with again. That'd be like, oh shit. Just because my brother over here has this one thing that I don't agree with doesn't mean that we can't work together for the greater good. We've forgotten that. The training's gone. I don't know where the fuck it is, but it's not fucking there. You could see it in everybody's eyes. We're fucking zombified, and that is what's going on, but that's exactly what they want. And they're going to keep throwing crazy negative political shit at us to make us mad so that we're continue not to work together and we continue to fucking be more separated.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need the flagship, we need the people that recognize that musically are able to get that message out, are able to bring the people together. But the only way you get that is if the bands start doing it with each other first. You have to lead. You have to do the things to lead. Like, and that's the thing. No one's actually doing anything. Yeah. We're like, I'm so big. Rabble, 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 rabble. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Yeah. And so, like, to lead, you have to be actively participating, and we are not actively participating with each other as bands to be like, hey, this seems fucked up. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, is that band like got a lot of big draw? Should we play with them? Where should we play? Do you think we could get a guarantee? But like, but like that's cool too. But that's. But punk rock was always about, we're fighting a politic.
Yeah.
And, but there's, but we're also musicians. Like, I want to pay my fucking rent.
Yeah.
So we're in our own political, like, fucking bipolar attitude problem within ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, we have a message, but we want to eat.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Oh God, it reminds me of this one conversation, huh? Because like it was just a simple thing where I think it was Nate, the drummer from the Kidneys. He was just like, I don't really care that much if it's an empty bar as long as I get to play. And somebody was just like, I guess because they were the type who was like, well, I'm trying to make a living, God, that he took like a
No, but I'm like that too, though.
Yeah.
I don't care that much, but at the same time, it crushes your fucking ego that you're playing for sound guy, and if they don't say anything for you, you're like, why are we even fucking doing this? It's just like, oh wait, I was doing it for me.
Yeah.
But after a while, you're not doing it for you anymore. After a while, you're like, no, I'm doing this because I'm trying to reach out to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this because I want you to share this moment with me. Yeah. And you can tell the bands that are about themselves. I make fun of them all the time. Mm-hmm. They're all like, check out how badass we are. We're totally not. And like, you know what? I'm not paying attention to you because all you care about is your fucking self. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then when you're like sit there and you see that band and you feel that fucking groove and that groove is connecting with you and that bass kick and that fucking bass line, they're together as one, and that fucking guitar or keyboard or whatever and that fucking voice, and all of a sudden I understand. And you know what? You might not actually understand what their meaning is, but you have found meaning in what they are saying. Yeah. That is when then you've connected. Yeah. That is what I'm looking for and hope what you're looking for. And then when you're the front man and as the lead, those people that show up and they connect with you, they give it to you, and that's when your fucking job kicks in, right? Because then that's when you become the amplifier. That's when you take what they give you and you open up and you give it right back to them. And you give it back to them bigger than they can imagine. So then everybody is together. It's their energy, it's your energy, it's your bandmates' energy, and you're creating something. You're creating that moment. You're creating that, I just had the best time of my fucking life because we were all together as one. That is what I'm trying to do, and I feel like that is the job what you do as your front man, as that person. You are with them and they are with you, and you are sharing a moment together. Mm-hmm. And your bandmates have to be on the same page with you, or they fucking feel it. The audience fucking feels it. The audience has to be on the same page with you, or you and your bandmates fucking feel it. Yeah. And so it's like, you're always looking, it's like dating. You are always looking for your boyfriends and girlfriends. Mm-hmm. And sometimes your sweet scent is good enough that you get a whole bunch of boyfriend and girlfriends. And sometimes your sweet scent is only for a chosen few. Yeah, yeah. So what's your scent? And you can make any kind you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Or as I always like to describe it, finding your future ex-wife. It's possible.
Yeah, I've been told that. I actually, when FU first started, I used to get a lot of, you remind me of my ex-wife.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
One did go, you remind me of my future ex-wife.
That's what I'm just like, is that a compliment or a bad
thing? I don't know what that is.
It might be both.
It may made me laugh because they were smiling.
Yeah.
So it means that they think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but that's the point. Like, my whole thing is, like, you need to learn to laugh at the things that make you angry.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get through it unless you learn to let go of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, is so we're all bottled up inside, and we're not releasing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I feel like everything just keeps getting more and more haywire and more hectic. Because the more and more we get, oh my gosh, so upset, and the less that we pay attention, the more we're blinded and relying on everybody else to solve the problem instead of solve all the problems instead of us. That's exactly what whoever wants, the ones that are already here, the ones that are about right. So I'm laughing at myself, like, who are you talking about, Christina? And it's just like, people in power. I mean, or we can look at it like everybody's incompetent.
Yeah.
So if everybody's fucking incompetent, don't we need to fix it anyway? I'm not happy with what's happening. I'm not happy with what's going on, but what am I fucking doing about it? I'm writing songs. I'm writing songs about how pissed off I am about it.
Yeah.
Because that's all I can fucking do.
Yeah.
I can get up in the fucking morning, go and fucking do my job so I can fucking pay my motherfucking rent and eat and fucking then I can, and because I have that, I can pay my rent, I have somewhere to sleep, then I can fucking stand everywhere I want and go, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! But you know what? I don't generally get to do that if I'm fucking not, if I don't have a place to live or I don't have that conference. I can do that, but then people look at you like you're fucking like a homeless crazy person.
Yeah.
Well, why am I a homeless crazy person?
Yeah.
Because there's something wrong. Like,
yeah. It's like, clearly, no, you were just dead.
like, you can never stop people. You're never going to stop, like, that person, that one person. Like, there's always that percentage that will never want to leave or change a certain lifestyle. Like, or a certain world, or because of whatever reason, it doesn't even matter. But, you know, what are we doing for the ones that don't want that life? What are we doing for people that don't want certain lifestyles? We're not helping them. We're like, oh, we just work hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And I believe in that. I believe working hard, and it's true. I've met a lot of people that don't work very hard. They're like, oh, this is too hard. I'm tired of putting these hats here. Oh, for my job, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, when you've been starving for, like, fucking a year, like, then fucking talk to me about how you don't want to put that fucking hat over there.
Yeah.
It tells me, like, your privilege.
Yeah.
Like...
No, it's true.
And I'm not saying, like, I will totally be the first to admit that I had a pretty, like, I feel like I had a pretty, like, middle-class privileged lifestyle. So, and then and so I can't sit there and act like I've had that tough of a life.
Yeah. It reminds me, I remember one chick, I won't say any names, but she is a musician, has a band, and I remember one point she was like, you know, I don't know why certain bands complain about not being able, you know, something about, like, not being able to get this far based on this and that, while she was like, well, I work hard and blah, blah, blah. And I remember hearing, like, maybe, like, a month before, because she got a lot of flack for a comment that was pretty much like a poor racial joke. But the thing is, someone had mentioned how her family was, like, a well-connected family, politics from, like, Miami and stuff. And I'm like, and when she mentioned this about bands, I'm like, well, imagine a band that doesn't have the money to, like, tour country, for example.
It takes years to come up with some of that money sometimes. Like, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, you can do it, but, like, when? Like, when? You're working all the time. Most companies don't want to give you a week off, 2 weeks off to fucking go do a tour.
Yeah.
So then you have to work it. Well, then I'll just wait until I'm signed by a label. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be worth a $1.5 million investment.
Fuck yeah.
So, minimum. Like, come on. They're not going to touch you.
Yeah.
They're not playing fucking games unless you get, some indie label. Yeah, good luck with that, too.
Even, yeah.
How much money is going out there? You know how you're going to get on the Linda label? You have to go to all their shows. Then you have to fucking sit there and pay attention to me.
Yeah.
I don't play that game.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? My intention is I want my music to be fucking good and solid, and I want to build my fan base
Yeah.
where you want to come to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They should come to you. Don't like notice me. Because if you're all about notice me, then you're all about giving somebody else complete
Power.
control of your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. I think that's a wrap.
Was that too long?
But no,